property management aspect. So we're starting over, which brings me to another point I want to mention real quick. Before we talk about credit tips, we want to stay away from NAICS codes or business categories and real estate. Do not choose real estate. If you choose real estate, you're not going to get funding, right? And so I always think about funding when I start a business. I think about bigger picture. If you're inside of, oh, my charger came out. If you are inside of the real estate industry, it's too risky. So nobody's gonna want to put money in your pocket. And that's the only time you would use a real estate NAICS code is if you own your property and the LLC is holding that property, is the owner of that property. So I bought my house, I bought my condo, and I have it under a real estate LLC, so that way I don't have to have the actual liability of it. That's the only time you want to use that kind of NAICS code or business category with your LLC. Okay, so business credit, some credit tips. So if you have a decent personal credit score, you may be able to leverage it to get business credit faster. I'm gonna be honest, when I started building my business credit, my personal credit was not that great. I could not do anything with my personal credit. My business credit, I have been able to build over the course of 3 months, and it's actually really good right now. Where I'm working with my CPA to start getting my car in my business name. I'm trying to get my Mercedes in my business name. And again, that took me 3 months to be able to develop. Whereas personal credit, I mean, I guess you could build it in 3 months, but there's just so many, the accessibility just is not the same with business. Like you can get access to hundreds of thousands of dollars way quicker with business credit than you can with your personal credit. But if you have good personal credit, you can definitely leverage that to personal guarantee your business credit to start building it a lot faster. My name is not attached to any of my business stuff. I mean, my business credit stuff, everything it was built through the business with that EIN number, because everything was structured the right way. I also have a letter that I'll send you guys to kind of like help break down how to start establishing business credit a little bit faster, some hacks that I have. Okay, so I cracked the code with this Amazon line of credit. Okay, guys, as long as your business is set up right, which we went over in the first few slides, then you get your DUNS number from dmb.com, and you're going to get a NAV account through nav.com. You're going to pay for their boost account. Remember, if you guys don't remember this, you'll have access to the recording to this on the online platform. You're going to get your NAV account through nav.com. You're going to pay for the boost account. I believe it went up to like $54 a month. That's going to report as a positive trade line to help you build business credit. You need, the first month, if you can open up 6net30 accounts, or get six net30 accounts, and that you can get those from Uline, Quill, wherever, and just do a few orders. I think your first order has to be like $100 if you're doing it through Quill. And then all the ones after that could be at least $50. And you get those on different days throughout the month and then pay them within 10 days. You can boost your business credit score really high, really fast. And if you do stuff like that for like the next 3 months and kind of build from net30 accounts to gas cards to actual like cash cards, you're golden. You can do that in 3 months. You could. Sometimes it might take you a little bit longer, but who cares? It'll happen really fast. So anyways, getting back to the Amazon line of credit, you can open up an Amazon account, business account, with your business information, and they'll approve you for $7,500. And in credit, and you can pay by invoice. And that just means that they'll bill you every 30 days and you got to pay that balance off in full every 30 days. So you can get stuff up front to furnish your apartment, your house, whatever. And then once you make those bookings in 30 days, pay for your bill. And then also, obviously, you can open up an account with your new business bank account if you have good personal credit. So again, you're gonna create an Amazon Business Prime account, request to pay by invoice, use the net 30 approval. That just means you have 30 days to pay off your bill to get the items for your unit. Use the profits to pay the line of credit back. How we think about money is how like we're successful with it. If we always think about it as like being a scarcity, as something that we have to like fight and steal and like sweat for, we get so afraid to part ways with it. And I'm learning that, you know, after being around millionaires and paying for coaching for people who make millions of dollars a month, like their thought process on money is they really use credit, and they're not afraid to part ways because they use the credit. They use the bag to flip the bag. Sorry, they use, one of my coaches said, you use the bag to split the bag to flip the bag. So for instance, using this thought process with Amazon credit, you get that $7,500 in credit. You're going to split it up. You're going to use some of it for your Airbnb because that's going to make you money. And then you can use some of it for something else. But it has to be making you money. It can't be to buy something because you just like the way it looks. You got to split it to make you some money in 30 days. Once we split that bag, because we just got $7,500, once we split it to make some money, now we about to flip it. We used some of it to furnish our Airbnb. That Airbnb made us a bag in 30 days. And now we about to flip that money that we got and put it into another Airbnb. That's literally all that I did. If I needed extra money, I did Instacart, I did Uber Eats, I did whatever I had to do. But my goal was, I know the power of having multiple Airbnbs. So I need to make sure I have multiple ones up and get more money at one time every 30 days. And that's what's happening. Okay. Um, in order to get Amazon, and even without trying to get Amazon, just building business credit, period, you want to make sure you list yourself on 411. You list yourself by going to listyourself.net and making sure all of your business information, you input it properly, because it has to be the same across the board. I'm going to say that every chance I can, because when they're verifying you on the back end, whether it's Amazon or any kind of lending company, they want to make sure you're legit and everything is right. Once there's a mismatch, you just gonna get no. They're gonna just say, sorry, you didn't get approved. They're not gonna give you no explanation. You're gonna be sitting here twiddling your thumbs trying to figure out what went wrong. What did you do wrong? All right. So let's make sure we list ourselves on listyourself.net for 411. All right. So now getting into furnishing your unit, the fun stuff. Okay. So we already talked about how to price your unit, but I'm gonna just mention it one more time. So to price your unit, you want to that first number should be your max budget to furnish it. I made an error on this slide. Sorry, guys. So because I'm mentioning it. So how to price your unit, we're going to take your rent, divide that by 30. That gives you your daily rate. And then we're going to times that by 3 or even 2. One of those numbers, and kind of just make sure it makes sense in your area. The money that you're going to spend to furnish your unit, I would say should be the cost of what your rent is. That's how you like budget things. So your rent is $1,800. I wouldn't spend more than $1,800 furnishing your unit. Honestly, I have a lot of stuff in my Amazon cart, and other resources we're gonna kind of go over, that it furnished a whole 2-bedroom apartment for like $1,100. And it's pretty nice stuff, like really nice stuff, like really nice stuff for people to feel like, oh my God, this is so pretty. This is so cute, and feel like it's like almost a luxurious experience, right? Um, so yeah, you can go on Amazon to get your furniture, and they have things that influencers have put together. You just got to come up with your theme, and literally you can get your Keurig, your coffee pot, your TV, all that stuff, and spend. TVs are not expensive. They're like $300 now for like a 60-inch TV, smart TV, and furnish literally a whole 2-bedroom apartment. Get us a pull-out sofa that's really cute, that can sleep 2 people, with a queen size bed that could sleep 2 people. Nice little bathroom, and like the least amount of things you have, the better. Honestly, like it's just a lot cleaner. The least amount of things you have in that Airbnb, it's just a lot cleaner. It's just a lot prettier when we look at it. So some of the other resources I have that are pretty dope for furnishing your apartment are listed right here on this slide. Court.com, BFR.com, fashion, that's supposed to say fashion furniture.com, Oliver Space, and Femish.com. What I love about these is that you get to rent your furniture, because what I don't want, after having a unit in every major city, when I'm done with that unit, I'm not trying to have to pay for storage. I don't want to have to, like, I don't want that additional cost. I don't want to have to fly down there and have movers move everything. Like, I don't want to do that. So by renting this furniture, I could put everything in this cart and literally spend $350 at checkout to furnish a whole brand new 2-bedroom apartment that sleeps 4 people, and spend $350 and be billed monthly on this. But the kicker is when I'm done with it, I can just return it back to these furniture companies and just be done with it. You know what? I only needed it for 3 months, didn't get to pay it off, but you guys have your furniture back now, and it's pretty nice furniture, right? So I love that whole thought process, not being stuck with something. That's why I would go that route instead of going to like Amazon and buying stuff, unless it's a unit that you just intend on keeping for yourself anyways. Because when you're not doing Airbnb during the slow months, maybe you'll be staying there and it's just a nice apartment to have. So that's something to think about. But yeah, I'm really big on cutting costs down really low. So if I can rent the furniture, first of all, I found a place that they're giving me first month's free rent. I only have to put down a $200 deposit to move in. And now I'm renting my furniture, and I got 2 TVs, 2 sofas, a dresser, stuff for the bathroom, and, whatever, some blankets, some pillows, and whatever. And I rented all of that stuff, and that cost me $500 total. I'm cutting the cost back so that way, when that first month of me being on Airbnb is up, I made some money and I could just pay whatever I want to pay off right away. Like, that's how you do it. You cut your costs down so low so that this way it could you can just move in so fast. Like, this is why this was so easy for me. It was just a matter of, how do you get a person to say yes? So my properties were already furnished, but I'm working on a new property in Daytona, Florida, where the rent, I only had to pay a deposit of $400. And so now I can rent all of my furniture. I'm gonna meet my furniture down in Daytona. Me and my friend gonna go. We're gonna set it up, and that's gonna be it. And it costs me under $1,000 to move in. You feel me? So like, this stuff is really easy to do, guys. It's just using your resources and just making sure your business is set up the right way. All right, let's see what the pro tips section is. I feel like I went over a lot of this already, but hire cleaners. So whether you have a property team or not, you need to hire cleaners. You're going to be making money per booking. So I would hire cleaners. You can even go on like Facebook or Craigslist and hire professional cleaners for like $100, maybe even $75, depending on how big your unit is. But for them to just come in, change the linen, and clean and get the place smelling good and restock